Welcome to episode 100.
100!
100! 100? Could you fact check that?
Is this actually 100?
It's actually 101. But...
Alright, actually.
Actually.
Welcome to episode 100 of CMBC, the podcast about enjoying beer. I'm Mike.
And I'm Chris, and today we're going to drink
We have a guest.
kind of random variety of
Yes.
beers, and we have a special guest. My lovely wife, Sherry, is here.
Thank you.
We're very excited for episode 100. So excited that we're going to publish this episode also as a video episode on our YouTube page.
I forgot where I'm from.
Yes, we're on film too. I think we're recording, right? Yes. All right. So we're just going to jump right into the beers here. Wide variety of random beers. The first beer.
Yeah, why do anything special for episode 100? Let's just have random beers.
Random fridge cleaner.
This is the fridge cleaning episode.
All right, so the first beer is from Four Noses Brewing Company.
Ooh.
This almost made my list of great Colorado beers, or my favorite Colorado beers.
Colorado
breweries from episode 98. But this is Four Noses Brewing, and this is
back in episode 98, we had the top 5 beers you can get in Colorado.
I can't remember that many weeks ago.
List?
No, it was a while. Melon Velvet Milkshake India Pale Ale brewed with Colorado cantaloupe and lactose.
So what is up with all those milkshake IPAs?
Well, we're gonna find out what is up with that, Mike.
All right. Well, I had some of these on my wonderful birthday celebration in the New Jersey. There's a cool brewery called oh my gosh, why am I forgetting it?
Oh, I don't like cantaloupe. That smells like.
You don't like cantaloupe?
I love cantaloupe.
You don't like
so.
that? Look at the bubbles there. Since this is video, can you see how effervescent this is?
So
And a nice head.
nice,
That
clear
color, clear.
big bubble head.
Oh my gosh, that smells like cantaloupe.
It smells delicious.
This smells like
I
those continental breakfasts
Yeah.
after they've been out for an hour and a half.
I kind of like the smell of cantaloupe. I don't like cantaloupe though.
It's a really melony taste.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. It's too much cantaloupe.
That doesn't taste like beer at all.
Well, it's a milkshake beer, so there's lactose in there to give it that kind of creamy.
And I've had that, and I've had it like the strawberry milkshake ones. They're okay. Neck of the Woods. That's the brewery in New Jersey. They made some good lactose IPAs. This is I don't know if I'm gonna have a third sip.
So, Mike, do you remember the date we started this podcast at episode 0, our pilot episode?
I believe it was a decade ago. Do you mean the actual date?
July
29th.
2011, folks. 10 years ago. Wait. That's over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago, Mike and I started this podcast together. I remember sending a text or something was like, you want to start a beer keg podcast? And you're like, yeah.
And that's all it took.
Yeah, I want to start a beer podcast.
Decade later, we're at episode 100.
Drinking cantaloupe beer.
Yeah, it's not a good beer, though. Not a good beer. We should have done some kind of century something. Double zeros. I don't know.
No regrets, Mike.
No regrets.
Looking back. We'll fix
Go
that
forward.
in next season.
Right.
The next 100.
Right. Lots of things have happened in the last decade.
That's right. Including 100 episodes of
A pandemic.
CMBC.
Oh, yeah, right. And
So,
a pandemic.
our first year, 2011, we pumped out 6 episodes. We started in July, so that's not too bad,
Right.
1 a month-ish. Our best year was 2015. We did 21 episodes that year.
That's kind of in the middle.
Yeah. 2014, we did about 19 episodes. That was a good year, too.
Yeah.
And the other years around that were not
Less
as
than
big.
good. How about 2016, the exact midpoint?
2016 wasn't too bad. 14 episodes.
That's respectable.
And then then we moved away.
Yeah,
to
after
Colorado.
2017, there's a big kink in our plans. I think there's probably about 4 episodes since then.
Yeah. But hey, we're doing a few now, and so
here we are, live from Denver, Colorado.
The great thing about doing this beer podcast is not only tasting all these great beers, but also, and the best thing, hanging out with my friend Mike.
Oh, Chris, back at you. And occasionally Sherry.
That's right.
and other hangers-on.
And the guy behind the camera, we love him too. He's awesome.
All of the supporting cast members to CMBC.
Right.
Jeff and Brian and John and Brendan and who else has come on?
Craig.
and Mark.
Mark.
I think we've hit the list. And if we forgot you, it was intentional.
Matt was on one way back when.
Oh, right. Matt. Oh, back in the day. Like, he's actually knows
Oh, your
stuff about
sister
beer.
was on one.
Yeah.
Or two or some. And
The kids.
The kids did an episode.
Episode 69, where the children took control of our podcast.
Our April Fool's episode.
That was a great one. Go look it up on iTunes. You can pull it up. And we're still on Meta now. We have a Meta/CMBC.
Yes, you can go to our virtual land in Meta.
Yes, and where we
just drink beer.
drink beer. But we're giraffes.
I thought we just had giant torsos.
Oh, we have giant torsos. That's it. That's it. Only torsos.
We also started in August 2014 doing videos
That was
And
we waited
post-
that long.
and posting them to YouTube. Yeah. So it was our 38th episode, I believe. Our
the 38th special.
podcast episode was the first one we did, a video episode. So we would do these 2 to 4 minute video episodes along with our podcast.
And
So
they've been great, as opposed to this one, which was just really long.
Did you find one on
100
YouTube?
podcasts, 34 video episodes, multiplied by
Several beers.
4 to 5 beers. That's
Explains our beer bellies.
75 million beers.
75 million
Something
beers.
like
Really,
that.
I believe that is
Check
the
my
correct
math.
number.
Yeah.
Fact check. Yes.
Have you ever done a beer twice?
Probably.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I'm sure we have.
I don't think we have.
I'm gonna get a
But we
fact
can-
check on this. This will be a fact check for episode 101, which you will get in another decade.
All right, so the cantaloupe beer.
That looks like you're loving it.
Yeah. As someone who loves cantaloupe, it's my favorite melon and fruit probably. This is not
You
good.
still don't even like it?
I don't.
And you like
I
melon?
love the smell of it, but I don't want my beer to taste like cantaloupe.
Yeah.
It's not a, yeah.
No.
All right, we are going to go to another great Colorado brewery, New Image Brewing. This beer is called
East Coast Transplant. Oh, how
Because
apropos.
That's what
You
we
guys are from the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Well, I am.
Yeah, East Coast.
I lived there
West
long
Coast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so this is a New
Longest
England
place ever
style India Pale Ale.
Oh, that is my favorite style beer. Can I get one that doesn't have cantaloupe?
Woo!
Right.
Look at.
Whoops.
That's
Give me some more cups.
quite a frothy head.
Yes. So it's very hazy colored,
Drippy.
as it should be. So it's a hazy IPA. See that? For the folks on YouTube. For
Oh, this is a
we have
double.
we have 10 followers on YouTube, guys. Come on.
This is super important
What's
for
up?
you, and we're going to Facebook Live it. No? Maybe? Look at the head, though. It's awesome.
A little bit of this one.
Very hazy.
Oh, Mike, was this the cantaloupe? You just didn't even.
No, that pours out for you.
Okay. So say that.
Oh, this is delish.
So they even call it a Vermont style double IPA, hoppy, hazy, smooth IPA.
Ah, that is hoppy.
So this is way fruitier. If they were trying to emulate Heady
Heady
Topper,
Topper,
it's
yeah.
not Heady Topper. This is more fruity than Heady Topper. Heady Topper has a little bit more dankness to it, if I recall, and the color is not hazy. It's a clean pour, if I recall on that. And apparently, you can get Heady Topper in Colorado, according to our list.
I've seen it. I've
It was
purchased
number
it.
3?
Yes.
And I would like to compare it to this, but this though is more of what I like. This might be more like that. Was it? Is it Treehouse?
Yeah, Treehouse.
Julius?
Such an easy drinker. This one, just like
This is juice. This is delicious.
on a warm day, you could put so many of these back. So
Also on a cool day,
on a fall day,
cold day,
on 100th
Hot
episode
day.
Any day?
day,
Is
on
that
any
what we're
day,
getting at?
and a day that ends
in the morning,
Oh.
before work,
But
just
it's-
pretty much any time.
while you're working.
It's not for leaf peepers, though.
Oh.
You know, leaf peepers sounds creepy.
Well,
Just like the word peepers.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy, right? Like, that's not can't be.
I don't know where that came from. I was like, it feels like it just emerged a couple of years ago.
Leaf peeping.
Yeah, leaf peeping.
It's an odd name.
Because you could just say, we're gonna go look at the leaves or the fall colors or
Right.
yeah.
I got a big. Well, it's inappropriate for this conversation, but it's like,
Pause.
I wonder if
Okay,
foliage
edit it
has
out.
started, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. Foliage. I'm like, well, foliage is the actual.
Yeah.
Like that's the spread of the leaves as opposed to like a verb that it's a transition from one thing to another.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, it's called foliage. They're like no, I've heard it called fall foliage, but it's still a reference to the actual noun of the leaves that provide the canopy.
Yeah.
Got in a huge semantic argument. Was told I was wrong. So that's it.
Did you Google it?
There was no Google. This was in the early '90s.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I know. How did we live back then?
Half our brains were missing.
Well, everybody just thought that their opinion was correct. And there was no one. You just had to speak with authority like Donald Trump.
We had encyclopedias that we would go to.
We did. This was in Britannica, goddammit. Let me get a
Dictionaries.
13MN. Do you remember that though? Like reading a paragraph on every topic and it was in a book.
Yeah.
And you would buy them, and they would be in your
From
house.
some random dude that came
Yeah,
to
and
your
you're like,
door.
why the fudge do I
And
need?
you would have to buy them on a payment plan because they were
Right.
so expensive. You'd be paying for them for 10 years.
Like
for a series
we'd
of,
write those papers for high school, or actually that was elementary school,
Yeah.
I guess, and you would like pretty much carbon copy
Yep.
what was in the
So,
Now Wikipedia,
Wikipedia.
where people still make shit up.
Thanks to technology.
Mm-hmm.
Progress. Episode 100.
So even when we started this podcast 10 years ago, craft beer wasn't what it was today. Obviously it was big still.
Yes,
I would say craft beer
but it
popped up pretty much the age that we turned 21 is like when craft beer really started becoming big, right?
No, because there was like Pete's Wicked Ale, there's Anchorstein, there wasn't
There were like
a
5.
ton. Yeah, exactly.
Sierra Nevada.
Sam Adams, Sierra Nevada, Pete's, Anchor.
Right. And it didn't really. I mean, there was a couple of them here and there. Well, actually, there was Wild Goose.
Yeah.
I would say in the mid to late 90s. 'Cause
Yeah.
By the time we
That's when
moved
it
up to
blew up.
Seattle, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
But they were all still kind of localized, like brew pubs. But then the marketing on it came in like the aughts.
Mm-hmm.
But I know another stat we could check into. But from one of my previous work experiences, the number of breweries lobbying for labels went from like 1,000 to 2,000, and it jumped up, and I think now there's like 5,000 to 6,000 different breweries trying to get
All right.
different beers labeled.
Which state has the most craft breweries in the United States?
Colorado.
California, 958.
Okay, second
It's a very large state.
Portland.
New York
Oregon.
with 460.
That's number 2.
Yeah.
New
Did
York.
you say New York?
New York, Pennsylvania with 444.
Wow.
Is it tied to population?
I think a lot of it's population.
Yeah.
Colorado, 433. So that's where you're breaking the population barrier because Colorado's not a large state. Washington, 428. This is in 2020, by the way. Michigan, Florida, Texas, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon
There
at
we go.
312. Virginia at 297. Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota at 217.
How many in Maryland?
Let's see. New Mexico, 100, where you just were.
I was just there.
We were just there too.
There's more breweries.
121 in Maryland.
Okay. How many in New Mexico?
100.
All right, thank goodness, because like there's more breweries in New Mexico than Maryland.
Which state, including Washington, D.C., has the fewest?
Washington D.C.
Mississippi, 12.
12.
Oh my God! I feel sorry for all you
That's
Mississippians.
where we can go. Where there's social and racial justice, we can open a brew pub with 12 only
There you go.
competitors.
There's 15 in Washington D.C.
Yeah, and Washington D.C. is like this
Holy
big,
moly.
and Mississippi's this big.
North Dakota
Korea?
has 20.
How many are in North Korea? Is that a state yet?
Not yet.
Well, if Trump had got reelected, it would be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't have a political opinion here. Can we edit that?
No. Yeah, North Dakota has 23. That's pretty low. Hawaii has 26. West Virginia only has 28. That surprises me.
That is surprising. As a matter of fact, 3 of them are in Davis.
Yeah.
We're-
We have an
Yeah.
episode, Davis or what's the other town that's right next to Davis? Thomas or Davis.
Yeah.
It's called something like that.
But I mean, this is it. 1, 2, 3.
Wyoming has
4.
43. Alaska has 51.
Wyoming still has prohibition. It has more than
One of my
Mississippi.
favorite breweries in the area, Melvin Brewing.
Oh,
is up in
Melvin.
Wyoming.
Yes. That was a good one.
In fact, the beer store we went to today to pick up these beers, Melvin was there doing a tasting.
Why didn't you? Oh, I was on the phone.
Yeah.
But that Melvin stuff is good. That's all the elephant stuff, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they were in a Thai restaurant
Yep.
in Jackson, Wyoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so shall we grab the next beer?
We absolutely should. Since we're not editing, I will have to, for the folks not watching on television, tell everybody he's going to the refrigerator and he's pulling out our next beer from this well-curated, excellent selection just because we hit our century mark.
All right, this is another beer from one of my favorite Colorado breweries, Cerebral Brewing. This beer is called 2 Hour Parking.
So wait, what was the other one from Cerebral Brewing? Was that the blue tip
Yes.
orange
It was
pen?
the fancy
What's
one.
it called? The fancy pants?
Fancy pants
It
one.
was called the something divide.
Optimal
The something-
curation.
I put
something
it in
like
the recycling bin already.
It's in the recycling bin.
I just like to a little humble brag that we recycle.
All of these cans are going to good cause. Your local recycling center. What was this called again?
2 hour parking.
2 hour parking.
So look at that. It's quite hazy. With a nice frothy head. Oh, I got this thing right up my nose.
Oh.
So Cerebral, their kind of theme is a scientific approach to beer, and they have like
Well, that's very clean.
beakers and stuff that they'll pour their beer in at the brewery.
Do they put them in Heisenberg flasks?
Yeah. We could also stop by that brewery.
What brewery is that?
I'm sure he's take us on the tour.
Cerebral?
Oh, Cerebral? Oh,
Yeah, that's
they
right
meant
in Denver.
Heisenberg, like
That's not in
Breaking
Reno.
Bad. All right, so, what is this supposed to be? India Pale Ale. It's got a lot of 2 hour parking signs. What's the marketing? It's very clean.
I don't see it.
So it's hazy, like in the. I mean, look, it's very hazy here, but it tastes very effervescent, bubbly. It doesn't have that juicy flavor, right? It's more like a pop.
A little astringent.
I don't know how good our palate still is this evening.
Not great.
No, it's good. It's got but like compared to the East Coast transplant, I'm not getting those high citrus notes. Did you try any of this one?
I haven't. No, what is that one?
This one right here, yeah. I think I've lost you, Chris. You're on video, staring at
I'm
your
looking
laptop.
for some information
Yeah,
about
there's
this.
really not anything on the can either.
It says the hops and the ABV.
The abs.
Abs.
Yeah, hop strata. Motueka.
It's good though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
But it's very
Smells
clean.
healthy.
I'd say it's very clinically clean.
That's
Because
super-
you put the scientific beaker clean room concept in my head. It's very chemically balanced. That was the discussion we had with Matt back in the day about the difference between, absolute science to
Art and
brewing
science.
versus art.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you need a little sloppy to give it a little character. This tastes like it was attempting perfection. And it's okay, but in comparison to East Coast transplant, it's not as satisfying.
I gotcha.
However, I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers, as they say. All right, so what's next, man? We're 2 beers in.
3.
Where's our?
This
we're
one doesn't
3?
count.
Oh yeah, we already forgot the melon one. So are we need to talk about our great articles for the episode 100?
Yeah, you got something to throw at us.
I think our stat checker gave us a good article. Can you give us that first headline? I know I'm putting you on the spot right now. We got to find that.
About the Florida man?
About Florida man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
All right,
let's see.
we've got
I
2
know.
great episodes. One has to do with outer space, and one has to do with Florida. Technically, if you went to Cape Canaveral and launched, you could do both.
Yes.
So, we're
So there's big news one day ago. Discarded beer can leads to arrest of a murder suspect from a 25-year-old cold case.
look at that. Just from a was it a DNA thing?
It was a DNA thing.
Yeah.
DNA on a
You see,
beer can.
Beer
DNA.
just solves everything.
It
Yeah.
does.
I
It
mean, problems
does.
at work, beer. Problems with your family, beer.
Beer.
Problems with
Problem with the law? Beer.
Yep.
the cold case, beer.
Beer.
Yep.
Beer.
And then the other big news from 3 days ago from Samuel Adams that they're brewing spacecraft beer with Inspiration 4 flown hops that have been into space.
Now that is something we've got to try, right? I mean, now we are at our century mark in podcast. We are in our decade mark. Life's changing. We're in the 21st century. We need to try space beer.
Space beer.
Can we get some space beer? And now, just to question all that, is this fake news? Probably. Vale Brewing Company now serving limited edition fake news beer. You tell us if any of our stories, which one of these 3 is true. Call in to cmbcpodcast@gmail.com and let us know.
By the way, a couple of the beers we've had over the last few episodes, Four Noses Brewing, which we're having today, purchased Odd 13 Brewing recently.
Which that's the one that's got that super fan.
Yeah,
I like that super fan. That super fan was a very good juicy one.
Just a recent activity in the Colorado beer scene.
The merging and conglomeration-y thingy until they all are owned by Sierra Nevada. Or what's that one that bought
Anheuser-Busch,
InBev?
but who bought Goose Island?
SAB Miller,
Which one bought Goose Island?
one of those 3.
One of those 3.
Those are the 3 beer companies.
Wasn't there Miller Coors? Isn't that one of the ones?
SAB Miller,
SAB Miller.
Coors.
Wait, which one? I don't even know which ones they are anymore.
I don't either. Because I only drink good beer.
So are we wrapping on 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I'm cheating. I was drinking one.
Unless you want to get into that surly that's in there, which would be dangerous
Okay,
and different. But it's episode 100, guys.
right.
Let's crack the surly darkness.
Yes!
Which happens to be one of the top 5.
It was one of the top 5 beers you can find in Colorado.
Apparently we did.
It's not that special. You can get it again if you need to.
All right.
Wait. Show the wax, though. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna wax
That
on
is
here.
really cool.
This is a Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh, I put that away.
This is great for radio and video. All this like looking for the bottle opener.
I did a little bit of cleaning up.
What I'd like to draw your
I put
attention
it in
to
the other
for
cabinet.
the 8 subscribers. Notice how the sweatshirt that Chris is wearing today matches one from sometime in the last decade on a previous episode.
That was a gift from his brother-in-law.
Ah, the one who won't let us in because of COVID?
Oh, not that one. The
Oh.
one that lives in Massachusetts.
His sister's
Yes.
husband,
Yeah.
not your brother.
Not my brother, yeah. His other brother-in-law.
I don't understand all these rules.
I know.
Seriously?
Sad news.
Do you not know how to open a wax-covered bottle?
No, apparently I don't.
You did great on the other one.
Yeah, we need a blow.
Yeah, because I had the thing that you hid.
It's in the other cabinet. You could have just opened the other drawer. I put it in the wrong drawer.
All right, almost there.
All right.
Here it
No,
comes.
do it right on the video. Right, you gotta go right up to the camera. Like open up in the camera. Oh. It's close.
Look at all that wax. All right, what is this going to look like when we pour it? I don't know.
Why do you have boots?
Because we live where it snows.
Yeah, but it's like
They're-
it's
yeah, they're-
November.
They're just the slip-on to go out into the backyard. Oh, that is pretty dark
Oh boy.
and stormy.
Oh boy.
Dark and stormy.
It is called darkness.
Surly's Darkness.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, look at that deliciousness.
You said this one was from Minnesota?
Oh, Jesus.
Here, there's towels here. Bar towels.
Don't tell them I spilled beer on their table. Thank you.
Is that the best way to get your first sip?
That was a mistake. That was very raisiny. This is like that other beer.
Was it that band called The Darkness?
Yes. I believe.
Believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's your song.
An occult summoning ceremony gone horribly wrong. Gamma rays from outside our solar system. An interstellar enforcer claiming its due. Whatever the cause, this six-limbed savage is on the rampage.
6-limbed?
Fortunately, the impossible creature seen wreaking havoc upon our Minneapolis brewery missed our darkness stockpile. This bottle of our legendary Russian Imperial Stout with primal notes of cherry, chocolate, and coffee, plus a non-traditional dose of aromatic hops,
Yep.
is yours to savor in the bunker, fortress, or emergency shelter of your choosing. Surly Brewing Company's Darkness Russian Imperial Stout. All right, let's taste this thing.
It is very reminiscent of a previous episode.
Bottle
Rusty
we
Nail.
saved because it
Although
was
this,
so lovely.
I can smell more malt notes on it than the chocolate.
This doesn't have the same licorice flavor to it.
No, but this has more of that boozy.
Yeah.
Let me see the bottle.
It's got a little bit
Maybe
more
a little
boozy
sip.
going. It's not as chocolatey either. This is more like a sweet milk stout. Less like a chocolate covered cherry.
I think looking at the bottle, this looks like the 2019 edition.
Ah,
See
it's
on there?
pre-COVID.
I'll take my
It's
glasses
another
off to get to
pre-COVID
that.
beer.
12% alcohol by volume.
Women should not drink alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, that's probably
English
true.
ale yeast.
Well, if women didn't drink alcohol beverages, there'd be no children.
Warrior, Amarillo, and Simcoe hops.
Yeah, I don't see a date on here.
Brewed for embracing the darkness, guys.
Wait, is this like a satanic beer?
Yes, it is.
our massive
video. You guys have done
It'll only
nothing.
record for half an hour at
I'm
a time.
only
okay.
assuming that this is you all died.
And we've been recording for
This is-
half an hour. That's what happened.
Well, we got to give
This is
episode
nice.
100 its proper dues. So should we do a wrap up, sir?
Yes. All right. So the beers we had in episode 100. Woo!
100. We got to get one of those cowbell.
We're just
Four Noses Melon Velvet. We had New Image Brewing's East Coast Transplant. We had Cerebral Brewing's 2 Hour Parking. And then we finished off with Surly Brewing Company's Darkness.
So I've got to say. Oh, right. Sorry. I got in the way of that. Darkness!
I still think I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to that.
So I'm gonna. Well, your question in the last 3 episodes was which one would I take home
Which one
with
would you
me
take home with
back to Maryland?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna have to go. So okay, East Coast Transplant was pretty delicious. However, and it was my favorite of the evening. But I can get a similar tasting East Coast New England style hazy
A Vermont
IPA.
style.
Well,
Ish.
Double IPA.
but around whatever the NEPAs as they are called. This is kind of unique though, and I can't get surly on the East Coast. That's okay, but not good enough. That had a definitely unique flavor, but not one that I'd want to share again. So yeah, I'd have to go with the Surly Darkness as something I would want to bring back with me as more of a unique flavor combination. But I really like the East Coast Transplant.
Yeah, the cantaloupe beer goes right out the door for me. I'm not
Yeah.
interested in cantaloupe
Nope.
or cantaloupe beer. East Coast Transplant.
Wait. Time out. Did you purchase that beer that said cantaloupe?
I just purchased a Four Noses beer.
Did you read it?
No.
Ah, got it. Okay, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
East Coast Transplant, it's a favorite of mine. I'll get this beer every now and then. I like this beer a lot.
Very good.
2 Hour Parking, to be honest, like for a Cerebral beer, it didn't give me something new and unique. It was good, but it just like wasn't, nothing stood out to me. The Surly, because I don't drink Russian Imperial Stouts very often, don't drink stouts that often, to be honest, popped out to me. Yeah, I like that one. That would be my favorite for the episode.
So I go back to the Cerebral. The Cerebral tastes more like a scientific beer. I don't know if you like incepted that concept to me when you told me about the beakers, but it was like, this is like probably technically a perfect beer.
But they have a lot of distinct and unique flavored beers, like the one we had in episode 98.
Oh, the blue tip one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was a different flavor, right? So they've got different stuff too.
The raspberry skin was that
Raspberry skin. That's right. That was
The grapefruit soda, the white grapefruit soda,
Right.
was what I took from it. All right,
Oh well,
let's wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up. All right, give me a second as I
Wrap.
unlock my phone that was dead for most of the evening, and now it's charged
100
up.
episodes. Can you believe it? Season 1 of CMBC closed.
Oh, really? You have 100 episodes in a season?
That's what we're going with, and a season lasts a decade. Thanks for listening to CNBC episode 100.
100.
You can subscribe to our podcast feed in iTunes or get the podcast directly from our host at cnbcpodcast.com.
Email us and give us congratulations for your 100th episode at cnbcpodcast@gmail.com.
Let's try that again. cnbcpodcast@gmail.com.
Like us on facebook.com/CNBC podcast or find us in the metaverse there. You can also see our video episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/CNBC podcast. We post to Twitter whenever we have new episodes at CMBC Podcast.
I really needed a good quote for
What
that.
about your
100th
Instagram and
episode.
TikTok?
What?
No Instagram.
Oh
no
right,
TikTok.
a decade's passed. You know what though? We don't have Instagram
We
and
might
we
need
don't
the
have
TikTok.
TikTok.
That's
But-
what all the kids are into these days.
But in the spirit of surly darkness, our lager, which art and barrels, let me try that one again. Hallowed be thy drink, thy will be drunk, I will be drunk, at home as it is in the pub. Give us this day our foamy head, and forgive us our spillages as we forgive those who spill against us. And lead us not into incarceration, but deliver us from hangovers, for thine is the beer, the bitter, the lager, forever and ever. Barman.
Amen.
Amen.
Drink good beer.
Drink a beer.
Cheers. 100.
100. Woohoo. Whoo. I have to put these on though, because I can't read without them.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it.
We ready?
We're ready. Wait, did I start recording? No.
We're not ready.
Alright. Wait, not yet.
10 years and counting, baby.
Alright, now we're ready.
All right, 10 years putting in the can. Ready?